Hello, my name is Peter Taylor and I manage the Oil Spill Preparedness Regional Initiative, or OSPRI, which promotes oil spill preparedness and response good practice in the Black Sea and Caspian Sea regions. OSPRI is funded by the oil industry and administered through IPECA, who is one of the sponsors of IOSC. And we work with governments at national and regional levels. OSPRI supported a project to test herders and the controlled burning of herded oil as a viable response tool for the Kazakhstan sector of the Caspian Sea. The underlying premise is that spilled oil may be herded to a thickness that can sustain a burn. This has the potential to be achieved in quicker time and over larger areas than corralling the oil using fire-resistant booms. It also has potential to extend to areas of broken ice where boom deployment is not viable. I'll cover a brief background to the project and describe both laboratory studies and a field trial undertaken to test real-world capability. Environmental monitoring of the trial was carried out to detect whether there were any unintended impacts from the herd and burn procedure. The project's conclusions aligned with published herd and burn studies from other projects, such as the Arctic Response Technology Joint Industry Programme that ran from 2012 to 2017. Kazakhstan is a Central Asian country that borders the Caspian Sea. There are large oil reserves and production takes place in the shallow water of the northern Caspian. Whilst most crude oil exports are via pipeline, shipments across the Caspian in tankers has occurred and may be further developed in the future. Kazakhstan's national response policy is addressed within its regulations and National Oil Spill Contingency Plan. These acknowledge the benefit of considering use of the full response toolkit. However, the effectiveness of response options and their potential to achieve net environmental benefit needs to be demonstrable. Hence, the aim of this project was to verify herder efficacy under local conditions and promote the consideration of regulatory approval of herder products. Work in the laboratory involved 2 crude oils and different levels of weathering, varied salinity, noting that the Caspian is brackish in the north and only about half the saltiness of oceanic seawater further south, 2 temperatures and 2 herding products, both listed on the USA's National Contingency Plan product schedule. Laboratory testing was for effectiveness and used 100 millilitres of oil in a 1 square metre tray, which was allowed to spread prior to application of 150 microlitres of herder around the periphery of the oil, meaning over 650 times less herder compared to oil was used in the test. The area of oil was measured before and after the addition of herder. Here are some example results. A reduction in area and proportionate increase in oil thickness of 2 to 5 times was observed after herder addition, depending on the combination of oil and temperature. The results aligned with published data from other studies and provided the justification to undertake a field scale trial. The field trial was held in November 2018 at a facility in the west of Kazakhstan. The test took place in a boat basin close to the mouth of the Ural River and within an enclosed area of fire-resistant boom. Approximately 2 barrels of weathered Kashagan crude was released and allowed to spread to a thickness that would be difficult or impossible to ignite. This video shows the release of the oil in, obviously, in visual spectrum. The oil spread relatively slowly, but did spread, which was more evident in the infrared than in the visual. And this is after herding had taken place. The oil drifted across the boomed area, and the herded oil then lodged against the ice in the corner of the test area, and a handheld ignition device was used to ignite the oil. A vigorous burn ensued, which lasted for 7 to 8 minutes. After the burning of the main lens of herded oil, a second ignition device was used to ignite the smaller areas that had become separated, that you can see to the left of the main herded area, which is currently burning. So in summary, for the field trial, the slick burned very vigorously with high flames, 2 to 3 meters high, for around about 8 minutes. And then there was a secondary burn with the ignition of the area to the left on the picture there. I should emphasize that the use of the fire-resistant boom was merely to contain any oil for test purposes. The boom, the fire-resistant boom, in no way was part of the corralling of the oil. It was purely there to delineate the test area. The oil did herd and then drifted across the test area against the thin ice, where it was ignited as was seen in the video and on the picture. A wide variety of parameters were measured before and after the trial in the boat basin at 6 stations. And for all of those measured parameters, no significant change was detected. So based on the evidence of that monitoring, there was no concern or problems with unexpected or undesired impacts on the environment from either the herding or the controlled burn. In conclusion, the trial was considered a success. The herder was efficient at corralling the oil after spreading. Ignition proved straightforward, and a high proportion of the oil was removed through the controlled burn. No impact was detected through the monitoring program. The authorities in Kazakhstan are currently amending legislation relating to oil spill preparedness and response, and it is anticipated that the herder products tested will be added to the approved list of treatment products in Kazakhstan by the end of 2021. Thank you very much.